City of Hurst recently finalized their annual strategic and financial planning efforts with the adoption of the budget and financial plan for fiscal year 2021, which began October 1st. As you can imagine, the city's finances are being substantially impacted by the pandemic. About 24% of our budget each year is funded through sales tax, and with sales volume down at Northeast Mall and other retail locations in Hurst, we lost well over $1 million of sales tax earnings this year. And projections indicate that sales tax losses will continue well into next fiscal year. Because of this, we had to make some difficult budget cuts. Most of the reductions were associated with personnel costs, including hiring freezes, reorganization efforts, and adjustments to operating hours and work schedules. Some of our special events and community service operation levels were also part of the budget cuts, but fortunately, all of our essential services remained uninterrupted. Council worked with city staff to ensure an appropriate balance between budget cuts, revenue changes, and service levels. The fiscal year 2021 general fund budget of $36 million was decreased by 3.14% from the previous year. Thanks to our conservative financial management efforts, we are in a position to draw on reserves by an amount equal to approximately 1% of the annual budget. This decision was made to help lessen the impact of service reductions to our residents. It's important to note that over the past 10 years, the city's average general fund budget increase at 1.7% has remained below historical inflation rates. And next year's reduction in expenditures will carry forward the city's commitment to financial responsibility. You're probably familiar with our council's strategic priorities that have guided our budget process the last few years. These priorities include redevelopment, public safety, leadership, innovation, economic vitality, and infrastructure. For fiscal year 2021, our primary focus will be on public safety, infrastructure, and innovation. We will continue to provide competitive salaries, best hiring practices, high-level training, and equipment for our police and fire departments. This will include the replacement of a fire truck, the opening of a new animal services and adoption center, and the continuation of our nationally recognized and community-based police programs. The city will also continue to focus on maintaining our existing facilities and infrastructure. Approximately $2 million is budgeted for streets and drainage improvement projects. City staff remains innovative as we look for ways to improve current processes. This year's budget provides for the expansion of our online service options, including a new online permit and planning application, mobile app enhancements, and virtual meetings and programs, just to name a few. After analyzing workflow, we will also be utilizing staff members as resources in place of previously outsourced services and projects. The city continues to responsibly utilize property tax revenue to fund our most essential needs. The council recently adopted a tax rate of approximately 62 cents. This tax rate supports primary city services, including police, fire, public works, and community services operations. The adopted tax rate will also offset anticipated losses in other key revenue sources, such as sales tax, municipal court collections, investment earnings, and fees for service. In order to maintain core services and compensate for expected revenue decreases, Council elected to balance the budget through spending cuts, allocation of emergency reserves, and a moderate increase in property tax revenue. The property tax rate increase of just over 2 cents covers only 1/3 of economic losses expected to be faced by the city in 2021. Budget cuts and the strategic use of emergency reserves will be used to cover the majority of economic losses primarily attributed to the pandemic. The city worked to keep the adopted tax rate below the rollback rate. And the city continues to offer the highest level of homestead exemption allowed by law. The average taxable value of a home in Hurst is just over $168,000. This means the city's portion of the tax bill for most homeowners in Hurst would be about $1,000 or 20% of your total annual tax bill. This represents an increase of around $5 a month. The majority of your property tax payment, approximately 80%, goes to other taxing entities including local school districts, Tarrant County College, and JPS Health Network. And for the over 65 exemption, or other qualifying exemptions, homeowners are entitled to a tax ceiling on their city assessments. Adoption of the city's budget and tax rate is among the most important and impactful decisions the council makes each year. Part of the budget process also includes setting of the city's water and wastewater rates. After careful consideration of the financial position of our utility fund, and with news that our wholesale rates would remain essentially unchanged, a decision was made to move forward without an increase to our retail water and sanitary sewer rates. Hurst continues to be a desirable location for homes and businesses. The strength of our location and resulting property values means that Hurst is a good investment now and in the future. We will rely on that strength to support the general fund as we work through the impact of the challenges we are facing from the pandemic. The council continues to be committed to our strategic plan and approved the new tax rate to ensure continuation of the essential services and positive customer experiences you expect. We will continue to monitor economic conditions in light of the pandemic and will make revisions to the budget if necessary. We've quickly covered the general fund budget, which provides for the majority of city operations. We do have other dedicated sources of funding, such as the Enterprise Fund, the Community Services and Anti-Crime Half-Cent Sales Tax Funds, and the Debt Service Fund. Full budget details are in the annual budget and can be found online at hursttx.gov/budget. Thank you for choosing Hurst as your home and working alongside us to ensure Hurst remains a community built on connection for years to come. We hope this video helps you understand more of what the council has approved for the fiscal year 2021 budget. Be sure to sign up for alerts at hursttx.gov/getconnected and follow us on social media for all the latest news, information, and updates.